This is the Holy Halo Scythe build. It's very interesting and surprisingly stronger than I thought it would be. Like, look at that. This is so quick. Now this build makes the use of the Halo Scythe, which is able to use Miquella's Ring of Light, Ash of War, which lets us shoot these kind of, things that you've probably seen from Clean Rot Knights, which does a insane amount of damage and can fly off a really incredible distance. We actually have a Wondrous Physic that boosts the Holy attack damage, as well as a Talisman that increases our Holy damage specifically with this weapon build, so that our kind of like Holy Rings of Light here do insane amounts of damage. And as you can see, it's extremely effective to use. Surprisingly, the bigger the enemy, the easier it is to deal with them, especially with this kind of thing over here. I noticed, like, it's kind of weird because I feel like holy damage does specific damage to certain enemy types, because to different enemies, like weaker enemies, it does less damage, which is quite odd to me. I don't know, maybe it's just because like they're of the holier affinity, so they have more resistance to holy type attacks. But in general, most of the enemies, except for the ones at the Halig tree, will end up taking incredible damage from this weapon. You can also do the jump attacks for this weapon. Using dual ones does an incredible amount of physical damage, which is something I focus on quite a lot here, because the regular swinging attacks aren't so strong compared to the jumping attack, and that's why we actually have a talisman that increases our jump attack effectiveness, so that when we hit enemies with the jump attack, it does a whole lot more. As you can see here with normal attacks, it's not super effective, but when you jump, it's just absolutely deadly, and can sometimes be scary when dogs chase you like that. But look at this, when you use it even against the dogs with the jump attack, it hits extremely hard. I think for both PvP and PvE, this will be an excellent weapon to have. This makes use of the Halo Scythe weapon, which has blood loss buildup, so you can actually use that as an extra bonus to your attack damage. But for actual build setup here, we basically have just enough points into Faith to kind of like raise it as just a little bit for that holy damage, but we're mostly going to focus on dexterity, as well as your endurance, because you're going to need to swing a whole lot. For the armor I have equipped, I have the White Mask to increase our attack power for blood loss being near us, and then these are the other pieces just in case you want to copy the look I have. There is no specific reason I have the other ones. We have the Sacred Scorpion Charm that raises our holy attack but lowers our damage negation, so our holy thing from our Ash of War. We also have the one that enhances our jump attack, so when we jump an attack, we do extra damage, which is fantastic. Then we have the Shard of Alexander, which greatly boosts our attack power of skills, which of course is the Ash of War skill that we're shooting off those holy attacks. Then we have one that lowers the FP cost by those skills in question, so that holy attack will be cheaper to use. For our Wondrous Physic, we have one that it temporarily boosts our holy attacks, as well as temporarily makes stances easier to break, though you could probably swap that for something else, like maybe successive attacks to increase your strength or something. Overall, it's a very clean and easy to use build. I hope you guys enjoyed this and you try it out, and thank you so much for watching.